Welcome to today's Zonal Video Workgroup presentation on effective communications and practical application. We hope that you will find this information helpful. What I've learned is that communications is the most important ingredient in any relationship. In our fellowship, in our service system, our service committees, we have partnerships. We have relationships. The objective today is to heighten awareness of effective communications as being essential to the delivery of our services and our relationships in service. We will identify some common causes of ineffective communications and take a look at some practical examples of strategies that would help reduce or even avoid disconnects. So first, let's take a look at what effective communications looks like. Communications is always more than the information being relayed or being shared. Sometimes it's not what is being said, but how it's being said. Sometimes it's about body language. When we take each other individually and as service bodies, when we take the steps to make sure that we're carrying a clear, consistent message, when we are bringing more than just an exchange of information, we help foster understanding, help build stronger relationships, develop a sense of unity, carrying our message that much further, and more than anything, helping build trust. People typically don't trust what they don't understand. Communication breakdown or disconnect happens when the message is not clearly understood. For me, there's no way to separate the message from the messenger. It takes both to have effective communications. It means that the receiver is able to understand the information being shared, able to listen with an open mind and an open heart. Being on the same page doesn't mean that we all agree. It means that we all have the same information. Let's take a look at some common examples of barriers or factors that might contribute to that breakdown or disconnect in communications. And by no means is this a comprehensive list, but just some things for you to consider. As example, have you ever attended a service body such as a regional service committee, listen to the regional delegate report only to later hear the regional committee member, RCM, give the same report, only this time with slightly different information or facts? It's not helpful when we have incomplete or incorrect reports. And when we have reports that are on one hand so long that it feels like we're drinking from a fire hose, or that is so short or incomplete in nature that it feels like it's just going through this single keyhole. Neither one of those are very helpful. And it helps when the messenger, the person giving the report, doesn't use overly complicated language, but use easily understood or language that we're familiar with, such as inventory or taking steps, or just that type of language that we all understand and that is not too complicated or hard to understand. It also doesn't help when the reports that are given are either a misrepresentation of facts or opinion being shared. When members intentionally or maybe unintentionally misrepresent information or not share the complete information, at best, it can lead to ineffective communications. At worst, it can lead to an ineffective conscience. Some of the other barriers that contribute to that is just lack of responsibility or lack of clarity in the assignment from the very beginning. That kind of clarity that is spoken about in the fifth concept helps with two-way communications and can reduce members and service bodies feeling disenfranchised. Have you ever felt like you're not heard or seen? That's what it means to sometimes feel disenfranchised. And when we have lack of two-way communications, those are some of the things that can contribute to that. Lack of diversity, inclusiveness. Diversity doesn't mean that we all think the same. It doesn't mean that we all have the same perspective. Diversity means that we have different perspectives. We can collaborate. Diversity and unity are not mutually exclusive. We can have both, and they can both support one another. It's important to seek out the minority voice and help members feel that they are included and that they're participating. So, what can we do? Here's some of the things that I've learned and observed over the years. These are just some steps that individual service committees can take to avoid communication breakdown. Use simple and easy to understand language and terminology that members can take and embrace and understand and go back and give an informed report or use the information for themselves. It helps when GSRs, group service representatives, regularly report what the group needs, their ideas and conscience. When a service body doesn't know what the group wants or needs, it's hard to deliver effective services that way. Now, the flip side of that is that our NA leaders, those people that we have elected or selected to take on responsibilities and be accountable, it's important that those folks, those of us in those roles, provide full and relevant reports. Again, it doesn't mean that this is a 15 or 20-page report, but it's enough information that's relevant and has value to the listener and to those people that we serve. It helps to be proactive. Seek out information for yourself. It's very easy to go along with what the majority of people want without taking the time myself to search out some of that information. It doesn't mean that I separate myself from the service body or group, but it means that everyone has something to offer. Someone has, or everyone has value and has a voice. And what that means is for me to go off and sometimes search out information for myself. When presenting information, be positive and encouraging. When we offer information without inspiration, people stop listening. Try to share the information in a way that the audience feels like this is something that matters to them. Speak to their heart and their interest. Take the time to look up reports and service materials that are available. There are a multitude of websites and reports that are online available to any members. Go to service workshops at conventions and other events that are taking place in the community. And again, seek out information. That's a great way to listen to different perspectives, is to get out and go to some of those events or service workshops and listen to people and listen to different perspectives. Hey, seek out experienced members, engage your sponsor, look for a mentor to help, a service mentor, or just people that could share with each other about service information or just information in recovery in general. Most importantly, get involved in service at any level. And service is not it's not a title or anything like that. Service is a posture in the heart. It's a part of recovery. Be an engaged listener. That means not just understanding the words or the information being communicated, but listen with an open heart as well as an open mind, and being able to understand and embrace some of the emotions that the speaker might be trying to communicate. We want to thank you for listening and watching and taking part in this video. We really hope the information is helpful in whatever your service endeavors or efforts might be. For additional resources, you can go to NA.Virtual.Outreach on YouTube. And thank you again for being here.